Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Reign Over Your Life. My name is Krystal Nielsen, and I'm so excited and honored that you are back here for episode 2 of the Reign Over Your Life podcast show. I am really pumped to talk to you about today's topic, and it is something that I wrote a while ago, but something that has spoken so true in my heart with where I'm at in my business, in my life, and where I really want to step moving forward. And that is stepping into your divine feminine energy. Before I kind of dive in here, I want to take you back to a live event that I did out here in San Diego back in March of 2022. And it was the RXL live brand launch event at the beautiful Park Hyatt Aviara. And in that half-day workshop, it was the first time I really stood in my truth and hosted a live event. And this has been something that I have been dreaming of for years, for over 5 years, standing as a speaker, cultivating a space for women to come together and support transformation. There's just something about transformation that really speaks in my essence and in my heart. And one of the exercises that I walked these women through was tapping into your 2.0 self and creating this almost kind of alter ego, or this highest version of yourself and your goals and your dreams, and really embodying her, stepping into her. And what happened in that process was a week later, I was just home and I felt that I had shifted. I felt different. I felt like I was living my 2.0 life. And I received messages from some of the girls who were there, some of my VIP girls. Shout out to my VIP glitter gang. Love all of you, especially all of those who flew out from Canada. I couldn't believe how many of you had traveled, and from the East Coast just for a half-day event. It meant the world to me. I'm so grateful for you. And I was chatting with one of the girls, and she was like, I just feel so different. Everything that I had imagined in that 2.0 exercise, I'm really embodying. And when she said it, I was like, I feel completely shifted as well. And it was just this demarcation of drawing the line in the sand of who I was before that event and who I was claiming myself to be, and standing in her truth unapologetically. And that for me was a huge shift I realized in how I was showing up energetically in my family, in my work, on social media. And for a long time, I really had this strong masculine energy. I mean, I brought it into my workouts, into this aggressive 3:30 a.m. wake up, coach 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m. classes, take a 9 a.m. workout, fast till noon. And it was just this constant running behavior. And I was always rewarded for it, right? My mom was always like, I can't believe how much you do. I can't believe how much you accomplish. And you're always just so busy. And I always felt that it was something to be proud of. Wow, look at how much I'm doing. Look at how many jobs I'm juggling. Look at how many credits I'm taking in school and how many jobs I'm working at the same time. Where it's almost this reward and recognition for suffering, right? As my sister and I were talking last night about how we feel rewarded in our suffering. And that is a whole nother podcast. I will totally have to invite her on. And shout out to my beautiful, amazing sister Ashley, who definitely encourages me to have these deeper conversations, especially in a public way. And I realized that all that energy really came from a place of survival. It was from not having anyone there, not having my dad a part of my life from the ages of 6 until 18, from having my mom working 3 jobs, always gone, always stressed, always worried about money and how she was going to provide for us. And bless her heart, because being a single mom of 5 kids out in Montana all by herself, I can't imagine how tough that was. So shout out to all my moms, shout out to my single moms, because that is really tough work. And you are fully recognized from me in where you need to step up and be there for your children. It's really amazing. And so anyways, all this energy I've done, I realized came from a place of survival, because I didn't feel that I had anyone there to help me, that I didn't have resources, that I didn't have a role model, that I didn't have anyone to ask for money. So I always had to find a way to make it and work really hard to get the things that I wanted in my life and to earn it. And in the process of earning, I was suffering my way through it. And after this workshop, we had to give a little bit of a timeline. I went in February and got certified in life and success coaching, neurolinguistic programming, hypnosis, and emotional freedom techniques, which is tapping, which has been absolutely friggin' life-changing for me. It's part of my morning routine. And if you're interested in me doing some tapping exercises, let me know in the comments or shoot me a DM, because that is something that has absolutely radically transformed my life. Whenever I feel like a wave of anxiety or stress or worry, I just tap on my meridians and really affirm how I want to feel. And it has, I could do a whole podcast episode, which I definitely will, on the pink couch, taking you through some tapping. So anyways, if that's interesting to you, please let me know. I'd love your guys' feedback. So anyways, so I got certified in February. I was gone for a full week getting certified in all these mindset modalities and techniques. The day I got back, after a week of full blown, I think we did 50 hours, 60 hours of training. The day I get back, we move. Miles picks me up from the airport. We get lunch, and then I come home. We start packing boxes. And the next morning, our moving company came to our house and moved us. And we moved for the next 3 days. And then a week and a half after we moved, then I had this live event. So at this point, I was like, okay, I'm running on fumes, but I'm committed. I'm showing up. I'm showing the fuck up for all of these women who are flying in. I'm showing up for this brand launch. I'm doing it. And it was very much coming from an energy of, I have to do this, scarcity minded. I'm not going to let these people down. And there was just a lot of excitement as well. I was so excited to do it too. But in the midst of all of this was a lot of chaos. And so anyways, after this incredible event, I was like, okay, you know what? I deserve some downtime. And what was really coming through in my spiritual practices as I was preparing for this workshop for this live event was, I need to slow down. I need to take a break. I need to rest. My spirit was just feeling like I needed to slow it down and not just keep going, throwing more on my plate, which is not to say that there are definitely times when I love to, handle a lot of things because there's a kind of energy I can kind of feed off a lot of. But my spirit was really telling me, stop, slow. And so I listened, and that was really hard to do for me initially, because again, so much of my validation, so much of my self-worth has been based on how much I can do, how much value I can bring to my clients, how much I can provide, how much I can show up. And maybe that hasn't always been the case, but that's how I have felt. And that can actually feel really, really draining. And for me, that is why I kind of stepped back from coaching, was because I felt that I was just needing to find a way where I could harness my energy and show up more fully, bigger, in a way that supported myself more from a more gentle perspective. And a lot of the early transformational mentors that I had in my life were like Tony Robbins, Gary Vaynerchuk, and it very much is this strong, masculine, massive action, crush it, go for it. And I did that, and it did. Massive action is important, but it really drained me. And where I was feeling called was to claim the life I wanted, but from my divine feminine essence and energy, from a place of standing in my power and receiving, as opposed to going out and chasing. And so I began just kind of playing with how I was showing up in work. I decided that I was going to cut my work in half, but yet make more money. And that was kind of this mantra that I had over the next, month. And I actually had a call with my agent who quite literally on the phone goes, well, you're working about half as much, but you're making even more money. And I was like, yes, I'm onto something here. I don't have to hustle and grind, and I don't have to put in 12, 15, 18-hour work days to yield productivity. I can do it from a different place where I'm just more in touch with my divine feminine energy. And so this has been a process that I've been, recently kind of discovering within myself. And I'm going to bring more conversations like this onto this podcast for us to be interviewing people and dive a little deeper into what this means. I don't have it fully figured out. I'm on my transformational journey. And if you caught my first episode, you know that I am launching the show because I want to share my transformation with all of you. I want to invite you, by just coming on here every week with me, if you feel called to it, to feel the urge to go deeper within yourself and have those deeper conversations and have maybe just like a little shift of insight into looking at something from a different perspective. And I think it's really important when you feel a calling to change, action needs to happen. But action doesn't have to be crazy and chaotic and from a place of scarcity and stress. Action can happen from a very gentle, calm, grounded center. And that has been something I've been feeling really called to do. And I have been feeling just really grateful to have found this practice and give myself this permission to go slower. And I'm finding that things take a little longer, and that's okay. I can take my time. I can go a little slower. I can be a little more intentional. And I think that's how it was with this show, where for a long time I've been wanting this show. I've been wanting a show on transformation. I've been wanting to share my voice and have these deeper conversations and to support all of you on your transformational journey. Great things take time. I had quite the learning process with this brand of wanting to launch it, 2.5 years ago, almost 3 years ago. The time just wasn't right. I needed to go through a great learning curve in my life. There was a lot of wisdom that I had to gain. And now I'm really just taking the time to step back and dissect it and love myself for all of it. And loving the parts of me that I think maybe we might feel a little shame around or guilt around or afraid to reveal that part of us. But it is self-honoring. I think that is the greatest thing that we can do, is just give ourselves permission to go a little deeper and find the compassion within and just say, damn, well, it happened and I love myself fully and completely. And we tap on it and we tap and we release and we receive, and we come from a place of softer energy. And that is what I have for this week's episode. I am really pumped to be launching these. It's so crazy because I'm so used to live streaming and seeing all of you guys right here commenting and sharing and, giving your hearts. And so it's so interesting being here just with the camera and my microphone and my candle and all my oils and all my crystals all around me. It feels really intimate. It feels really vulnerable. And I am so honored that you're here with me. Moving forward, my dreams for this brand are to be bringing on guests and to take you guys onto the pink couch to have these deep conversations, to go through transformational processes and hear how other people have transformed their life in the hopes to inspire you to look deeper within. And for me, a big important thing I know in transformational work is support. Number one, you have to have support. And I want to be launching very soon a community, an RXL VIP community, where I can support all of you in deeper conversations and through your transformational journeys. So that is going to be coming up down the pipeline. Part of me doesn't want to say anything because I'm like, no, I can't tell you till it's ready. And I think that's a lot of conditioning from when I was on The Bachelor, and literally I had to sign so much paperwork that was like, you cannot say anything. And so I guess I feel like I've been kind of secretive since in a lot of my life, where not until it's known can it be known. But fuck that. I want to completely break that paradigm and that patterning, because that is predictable. And I want to step into the unknown, and I want to step up with courage and invite all of you with me, because life isn't meant to live alone. Life is meant to dive in and connect with others. And that is my big dream for this show. So thank you so much for joining me for episode 2 of Reign Over Your Life. Please make sure to hit subscribe and give this podcast a review if you found this inspirational, educational, transformational. Let me know. It really supports me and lets me know that you guys are out there. And if you have any questions, go ahead and drop it in the review, because I'm going to be taking your questions and I'm going to be answering them live here on this podcast. So go ahead, drop it, give it a review, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.